welcome to my channel. I'm Justine Warnish and I am going to be teaching you guys how to do a floral arrangement. I kind of already started, so hopefully you get the full idea. I'm going to backtrack a little bit, but I'm going to show you what I'm making today. So we're having our Christmas little party this weekend, or today, and I love to set the table with fresh flowers. I think that it just adds that extra special touch. It feels so pretty and intentional. And so this is one that I've already made right here. So this is like the larger centerpiece. And then I use these circle bowls. Everything here is from H-E-B. So these bowls are from H-E-B. All of these flowers are from H-E-B. I have two smaller bases of the same one. So what I like to do is do three like big floral centerpieces, and I do the larger one in the middle, and I use greenery to like cascade along the sides. So like you see how this greenery is like sticks out further, and then I'll do the same with the smaller two, so that essentially when the whole table is done, it just looks like there's floral and greenery lined up along the whole entire table. So here is a good view at this little centerpiece. It's so pretty, and I'm going to be making two more. So when I go into the store, like I said, everything was from H-E-B. I always start with my base first when picking out flowers, and it depends on what you're celebrating, and so I pick out color flowers to kind of like match whatever I'm celebrating. So obviously Christmas, green, white, red. So that's what I did here. And then if you were celebrating like a spring birthday or a summer birthday, then I would pick flowers that are the colors that represent fall or spring or whatever you're celebrating. So start with your base greenery, whether that's eucalyptus or fern. That's going to be your biggest, like the thing that takes up the most space. And I come home and I lay everything out on the table. But when I'm in the store, I start with my greenery, and then I typically always get baby's breath, or I get like, they have these white little daisies, and they're kind of like, they kind of look like baby's breath, but I use those in like spring arrangements or summer arrangements, but baby's breath for this one. So when I'm in the store, I start with my base, and this is how I make sure that everything is gonna look great. I just like start stacking them one on top of another in the store. So then I get my greenery, I pick my next filler, which is, for this arrangement, it's baby's breath. I think white is a great filler whenever you're picking out baby's breath or like the little white daisies. That way your flowers really pop, and that's your color. So then I stack this, and I'm like, okay, that looks beautiful already. Fill in like, and then get filler pieces. So then still greenery. This is really pretty, so I chose this and I stacked that on top of each other, and I'm like, wow, this is looking so good. Then I go and pick out the flowers. So because we're doing Christmas flowers right now, red roses I thought would be beautiful. So then I pick up my red roses and I stack those in the store, and I'm like, oh yes, okay. So I can get a visual, like it's already looking really beautiful. So then if you're doing a different floral arrangement, then you would pick a bigger flower, whatever color, the main color that you want to pop for whatever you're celebrating, whatever theme. And then you come back in again with smaller flowers, and then you use those to like bring in the other colors. So then these are a lot smaller than the roses, and then these become your filler pieces in the holes while you're making the whole arrangement. So then I got these and I stacked this, and now it looks full and it looks complete, and it's so beautiful even stacked that way. So I'm gonna get started on making them in the vases, and I'll explain to you guys how I do that. Say hi in your pretty Christmas dress. Okay, let me help you. Oh yeah, you can have that one, but stay right there. Okay, start with my base pieces. And I just kind of, I don't have any water in the vase yet. I just start sticking them in there and watching it take shape. And this is how I measure it. I put it up against the bottom of it and kind of figure out how I want it to lay in there. And then I like kind of use my finger to mark like, okay, I need to cut the stem off right here. in order for it to lay the certain way that I want it to lay in the vase. And then I stick it in there and then kind of press on it, and so you can see right here it's already just kind of laying out. That even looks pretty by itself. And then these came with these little pack of like ones that have seeds, little yellow seeds in them. It's so pretty. So then I'm gonna stack that on there. I only have 2 left and 2 centerpieces, so I'm gonna use 1 in each. And I'll kind of take this one and play with it and fan it out to where it lays on top of here in the middle. So stick that in there, fan it out. If I have a lot of baby's breath or different things left over, that's okay. I might come back to my bigger centerpiece and make it a little bit more full. But then I'm gonna come to my roses. I know I have 3 roses. Like I said, I'm gonna come in like to the glass and kind of go down and figure out how short I need to cut it. And then I play with it and stick it in there. You really can't go wrong. Flowers are just beautiful. And then I'm gonna take my stem I just cut and then put it next to there and just kind of go off of that. It's meant to be fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. So flowers are beautiful in themselves. You don't really have to do much. You just, like I showed you even in the stack, it looked beautiful. You don't really have to do anything to make it look pretty. So there's no pressure, you can't really go wrong. There is a hole like right here, and so I'm gonna put that last rose in that hole right there, and then start filling it in. So then I get my little filler pieces, and I just pull these off and just start sticking them in there. I might fill this in, that's one small one, fill this in a little bit more with some of these pieces. It is beautiful, guys. I really love flowers. They just add that extra like intentional and thoughtful piece. I love having get-togethers and hosting them and just doing like making the flowers and making it pretty and intentional. And that's it. That's how you make a floral arrangement, the basic tips. Like I said, this is my Christmas edition, so Christmassy colors. It's so full, so beautiful. And then this is the large one. I'm gonna put this right in the center of the table. And then I will have my 2 smaller pieces just like right next to it. And it looks so beautiful, adds that special touch, and it's gonna be so great. So now that I am done making the centerpieces, I can set my table for Christmas. So I'm just gonna show y'all how I decorate the table and how I set it up. This is what it's gonna look like for the rest of the week. We're having our Christmas party today. So I'm gonna set that up, show y'all everything that I use and how I do it, but these were like the main thing. Like if you just had these on your table, like you don't have to have anything else. Anything else is just like super extra. So showed you guys how to do that, and now I just want to show you like what the whole table is gonna end up looking like. And they sell like legit tablecloths, but here is how and where I got mine for really cheap. I went to Hobby Lobby and I found a material that was as close to linen as possible in the fabric section, and I got I think like 12 feet of it, and it was super cheap because it's just fabric. Let me show you. So it looks like a linen material. It matches everything. I love that the ends are like a little frayed. It just adds extra texture touch. So I didn't want to spend a ton of money on a tablecloth, so this was like $12 because I think it was like $1. I don't even know if it was that much, honestly. Anyways, super inexpensive, and I liked my baby's crying, but my husband is taking care of her, so ain't nobody be yelling at me, okay? I lay this out across the middle, and then I start with that. Also usually use placemats. I just bought these. That just adds extra texture. Looks so pretty. And then I set those in front of everyone. So we will do that. Next up, candles. So all of my candlesticks are from thrift stores. And I don't know if this was like a popular thing, but I have found so many of these candlesticks. And I just buy them every time I see them because I love to set my table with them. And they have all different sizes and heights. And so I like to come in and set them up, like have them all staggering, and then I typically just use all white candles, but because of Christmas I just wanted to be festive and bring in the colors, so this time I bought green and red, and it's so pretty. So I'm gonna start setting these up, and I kind of just look at it and play with it and have it all staggering down the table, and it's so beautiful. I do like to sit lower ones at the end, and I stagger them, but I like to start high and then go low and then them be staggered in between that, if that makes sense. So these are my smallest ones, and I'm gonna go ahead and set those at the end. Then I'm gonna get my candles, and I bought all of these candles at Hobby Lobby. I have 2 green. I'm still gonna use white, 2 white, and then 2 of this caramel color. You could say camel too, I guess. And then red. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the flowers, and I'm gonna sort, have all the colors on one side and then go play with it. I liked having they also vary in height, which I love. So I liked having the like really tall candlestick and the smaller candle holder. I love to use my china for special events. If you don't use it, then like when. So I love it. I set it on the table beforehand, and it's really beautiful. Here's what it looks like. So beautiful. That was how I set my table, and like I said, you can use this for any celebration. It doesn't just have to be Christmas. I always use candlesticks and china and regular plates, and then the flowers, and it just turns out so beautiful. The placemats that I use, I don't always use those, but I do always use placemats. It just adds texture, more things, and it just looks so beautiful. That was it. I set the table. It looks gorgeous. Now I'm gonna go celebrate with my family, and I hope that you guys have a Merry Christmas as well.